Saturday, the day before 4th of July. So today's going to be a short day for me. I only work half a day Saturdays, typically 11:30, 12 o'clock. I'm already on the road home. You know, years ago I'd work 7 days a week. Anyway, you guys know about the sticker contest. It's always in the beginning, and some of you, if I'm a week behind in sending out the stickers, everything's been sent out yesterday. Sorry about that, but I've been really busy, and my secretary / wife has been a little under the weather and all. She's fine now. Anyway, it's rained all week, and I've done some jobs in between, but after I talk to you here in the shop, we're going to go out and I'm going to show you 2 difficult jobs and how I was able to do it. Other stump grinders walked away from it. One job they used the ZT 1844 to do. Another job I used Big Booty Judy. But when we get to those jobs here in a few minutes, I'm going to take it each one, and because I'm going to be near them doing another job. And I showed you how to think outside the box, all right? Anyway, before we get to that, I just want to say thank you to everybody, all the new subscribers and the likes and the comments, and guys getting in the business, and you said you give me credit for getting you in the business. Please let me know how your progress is in the business. I want you to be very successful at it, and if there's something you don't know or confused about, please just reach out to me. My email is always in the description of the newest videos. I think I started putting my email in there maybe 4 months ago. Also, on the latest 3 videos, you'll find a P.O.Box address for me in case you need to send me something, some special correspondence or whatever. But tell you what, you guys have been fantastic. I feel like it's Christmas in July today. Army Stump Grinding, his wife, Rebecca, sent me, I guess she saw in the videos I didn't have one, sent me a clock from, it's made out of a wheel, and sent me the batteries to go with it too. And that's some Army Stump Grinding. And man, this is like Christmas here. And I will be using it in my shop because a lot of times I just gotta look at my watch to see what time it is. And this is from my favorite place, Harbor Freight. It's a tire with a clock in it. It's gonna be a really cherished item for me. I won't lie to you. Everything somebody sends me, I don't care if it's a sticker, a piece of paper, or whatever, a card, I really appreciate it. I just don't throw them away in the trash. I keep them in like a collection thing. Also, the great people, Chris Peters and Green Teeth. I'm proudly wearing one of your shirts today. All right, and well, he must have knew I was a fat bastard. He sent me a nice loose one, and I love it. I've got one of their hats too, but I can't do that today because I gotta wear my hat, Mustang Rebuilder. Also, I got another neat thing this week. Guy from Tennessee, Ken Vail. Hopefully I said that right. V-E-A-L. Vail or Veal. Anyway, Ken, you got a great design on your shirt. The color and everything stands out for safety. I give you 100% on that. And the design on this, you blew it off the chain. All right. You know, I'm not going to wear this to work in. I'm going to wear this when I go around or whatever, run around. Because it's a really nice shirt. I wear it in the gym in the morning. In the morning, people ask me, hey, fat bastard, what are you wearing? Anyway, it says, got stumps on the front. On the back is this fantastic design. See that? It says stump hog, stump grinding. Got a hog, a pair of sunglasses on it. See? And then what does it say on the bottom? It said, let the big hog eat. It's got his phone number and everything. I think it's a fantastic design, fantastic idea. But let me know how business is going. This goes with my collection of Proud to Wear. Okay. Green Teeth also. I've been using you guys for shoot. I don't know how long you guys been in business. I feel like I've been with you since the beginning. You know, when you had the other before you had the low pros and all, and when I used to convert some of my veneers over to your teeth, and was using you guys way before Vermeer has their design called yellow jackets with the two-sided, and I wasn't a big fan, so you guys helped me convert over years ago, and I really been a loyal customer. You know, a lot of people though don't know that there's 3 designs, you know, that there's the reds for very sharp, if you don't have a lot of rocks in your area, if you're grinding something like pines or something soft or whatever, then the original greens, and then I remember when you came out with the Wear Sharps, because I was one of your testers way back when. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave you alone right now, and then we're gonna go to one job site, and there'll be the one that we use Big Booty Judy on. When we get there, I don't want you to scratch your head. This whole video is thinking outside of the box, okay? Everybody else walked away. I looked at it and said, perfect scenario for this. So we'll see you in a few minutes, all right? Hey, we're here at the first location. I used my predecessors, the Big Booty Judy. They were also 2550s. I've had a bunch of them. Some with swing out controls. This one here has you stand by and run the manuals. We even had a remote control one. But anyway, on this job, I got called to several years ago. Time flies when you have it fun. It's probably about 10 years ago, actually, maybe 8 years ago. I don't remember anymore. It's all a blur. Anyway, we're in historic downtown Tulsa, and this used to be a high school back in the 30s, 40s, 50s. And matter of fact, I'll take the camera around and show you. You can see, I don't know if you can see the high rises all around. And this is the PSO, which means electric company's building here. It has the, let's see here, trying to see if I can turn this around. Yeah, there you go. Art Deco designs, all still handsomely preserved building. Anyway, this is Art Deco district. And I got called to this job, okay, years ago, by a national company. Company comes in and goes, hey, we tried 2 other guys, they walked away. Right. And they say they couldn't do it. They said, call you. Pretty good when your competitors suggest to call you. So they say to me, hey, what do you need for this job? Do we need to call a crane in to get you up? What these are was these are brick flower beds, very large, probably 20 feet wide on top, but they're about 5.5 feet tall. All right, so the problem was getting up into them. They said, do we need to build your ramps or the trees that were in here, well, there's still one over there. I'll take you around over there maybe. Were old pines, and they started getting bad. So he said, we're actually going to lift and crane in new trees, but we need the stumps grind completely out in the whole flower bed ground out deep to where we can replant. I said, yeah, no problem. Because I knew there were pines and they're going to be really deep. So, do we need to get you a crane to get you up in here, lift you, put you in a, nah, I don't need a crane. They're like, well, how are you going to do it? I walked around, I looked around, and I read, you know, a little history about myself. When I was 17 years old back in New York, my job at that time was I worked at a body shop and a gas station, and at the same gas station also we were the first ones to have, made by Holmes Record Company, rollback records, flatbed records. Okay, and then they roll back to flat to put car on. Nowadays they're common. Back then they were pretty rare. So I always had that exposure to stuff like that. So I said, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna call me a medium duty record, and we're gonna need it for about 2 hours, because we had to do about 3 or 4 of these. And I said, I know I can do it in that time. So he said, what? I said, you give me a flatbed wrecker. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drive up on the wrecker. Then the wrecker's going to back up. The wrecker's going to back up to this ledge. And it might be still a little bit low, but then you're also going to give me some plywood. And you're also going to have, don't be afraid to do this. When you get called to a job like this, you can make demands. I said, I also want, I'm not doing any cleanup. So I want you to bring me in 3 sheets of plywood, and they'll stand them up here. A couple of your guys to do the cleanup. I won't be here long. And they told me, they said, well, the job's got to be done early, or late at night. So Saturday mornings when we did it. So we came here. The rollback was sitting here waiting for me. I got off, loaded my machine up, backed up here. I also took a sheet of plywood that I brought with me. Had a slight little angle, just slight. Drove the machines up into the bed, ground the stumps. Right? It wasn't rocket science stuff, but other stump grinding companies walked away because their mind was, I have to call a crane to lift me up in here, or do I have to build up some ramps? They're thinking all this carpentry crap and all that stuff. I'm like, call a wrecker. Give me the wrecker. I think at that time the wrecker charges maybe, don't get me wrong, I knew who to call to. So I gave the guy the number. At that time I think it was like Story Wrecker. They were right down the road. And so I think they gave me a discount, fireman discount and stuff. It was $50 an hour. So basically for $100, they were here, and I didn't even pay the $100. I made the other company that was demanding this, to have the landscaping company, have it done. And ground it all. Piece of cake. Went through it. There's plenty of room up here to get Big Booty Judy around. I started at one end, just ground all the way. Came back, drove off, got right onto the wrecker. The wrecker drove, backed up to the next one, did the next one. The guys were there with their blowers. They cleaned it all up. Everybody's happy. And that's when I started learning a lot more the older I got in this business. You can make demands, all right? And there's a lot of guys, they're gonna watch this. They're professional stump grinders. They've been around, they can figure this stuff out. But this is more for the new guy, or the guy that's, still a couple of years under your belt. Trust me, with a couple of years under your belt, you know a lot, but you don't know everything. Because I still learn something new every day, and I'm not dead yet. Anyway, so this is how I did this job, and did it with a bigger machine. If I had a ZT, I could have done this job with this easily too. Take a little longer, but yeah, no problem. All right. So let me show you what one of the original trees looked like before we leave here. I think you can see it. I got my phone in reverse, but yeah, they're big pines, okay? And they replaced them with lace bark elms. That's what they did. They replaced all these with lace barks, So it's a bit of my history, stuff that I've done around here. I was kind of like the go-to guy. So, and my credit goes to the guy that helped me get into business a long time ago, Wayne Binger. Guy was a mechanical genius. He owned a craning tree company. And I would come and we'd sit down and talk. And then since I was on the fire department and on hazmat and stuff, we always had a lot of mechanical interest together. We'd share thoughts together how to do stuff. But he was one of the safest guys around. And with 2 pieces of equipment, he could do work that guys would come out with 5 pieces of equipment. He could do it effectively, smooth, and easy. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you. Hang around. We're going to go to the next job, and I'll show you how I did it. We're at the next job. I did this one with a ZT. It's a very unusual place. Looks deceiving from the one side, but always walk all the way around the property to see how you're going to get in there, because sometimes right before you know it's right around something, it's something right there. Let me turn the camera around so you can see. Alright, get called to this address, do a job. Matter of fact, they're taking another tree out over there right now, but Anyway, all these high walls, I mean, it's really high up there. So some guys came out the property from one street and just said, I ain't going up there. Walk all the way around the property. Come on and walk with me, and then you find out, what was I thinking? Some people don't walk around. Walk around. Sometimes I go to a property and say, can't get in the gate. They walk to the other side of the property, there's a big double gate. All right, so you got to take the time to look at places when you come. So I'm coming up these fancy things. So what do? I find an upper parking lot here, elevated parking lot. You can see it down there is where we started. All I did was back the trailer over the first curb, up on the sidewalk, came up to this other lip I found by walking around the property, and right here's my entrance. Took the ZT, I had some aluminum ramps I keep, I popped up in here, drove through there, took out a couple of trees that were up here last year. So always analyze everything, and sometimes it's a lot easier than you think. If you come down here, we'll see. Parking lot was already angled for me already. Jumped the sidewalk, backed up to another elevation, and I put ramps off of there onto there. That's Big Booty Judy. I'm not taking her up there, but I took the ZT up there. Drove all the way around, did that, and drove around the side of that building and did some stumps down the side. So remember, hold on a second. So now remember, think outside the box, walk all the way around the property. There may be another access. Yeah, you might have to travel a little bit or whatever, but there might be a simpler access up there, right? Mind over matter. Anyway, have a great 4th of July. Be safe, all right? God bless you all.